Can you really feel 30 years younger with just 3 minutes a day? If you're watching this, chances are you've had moments where your body just doesn't move like it used to. Maybe your knees are sore, your balance feels off, or everyday tasks like climbing stairs or carrying groceries seem harder than they once did. You're not alone. But what if I told you that, even at 84, you could start feeling more like you're 50 again, simply by making a few small changes that take almost no time at all? In this video, I'll walk you through 5 simple yet powerful daily habits that can help you turn back the clock on how your body feels. No gimmicks, no complicated routines. Each one takes about 3 minutes or less and has helped countless others reclaim their strength, energy, and confidence. Now let me be honest, this isn't some magical overnight solution, but if you stick with these 5 steps, you'll likely start noticing real, lasting improvements. Maybe you'll wake up with less stiffness. Maybe you'll be able to walk farther without feeling tired. Or maybe you'll just feel more in control of your body again. Something that often feels like it's slipping away with age. The truth is, feeling younger isn't about trying to turn back time. It's about preserving your mobility, energy, and joy in the years still ahead. And the best part? You don't need a gym membership, expensive supplements, or a personal trainer. All it takes is consistency, commitment, and a few focused minutes each day. Stick with me until the end, because each habit builds on the last. And by the time we reach number 5, you might just realize that aging doesn't have to mean decline. In fact, you might feel better than you did 20 years ago. Let's begin. Number 1, morning joint activation. One of the most common reasons seniors wake up feeling stiff isn't due to weak muscles. It's because their joints haven't had a proper wake-up call. After lying still all night, the fluid that cushions your joints thickens, kind of like syrup on a chilly morning. So when you jump straight out of bed, it's no wonder your knees creak and your back feels tight. The fix? A simple 3-minute joint activation routine that focuses on key areas like your hips, knees, ankles, shoulders, and neck. You don't need a mat, fancy gear, or even to stand up. Just sit on the edge of your bed and start slow. Rotate each ankle 10 times in both directions, then do the same with your knees. Gently twist your torso side to side, then roll your shoulders and turn your neck from left to right. These small movements get your synovial fluid moving again, making your joints glide more smoothly and easing that stiff, rusty feeling many people wake up with. It might seem too easy to be effective, but this light activation is what separates a sluggish, achy morning from one where you step into your day feeling mobile and confident. And here's an extra benefit that often goes unnoticed. These movements don't just help your body, they wake up your brain. For older adults, coordination, balance, and even emotional outlook are heavily tied to how your nervous system boots up in the morning. By gently engaging your joints and core, you also sharpen your focus and lift the morning fog. Let me tell you about Edward, an 81-year-old who began doing this very routine. Before he started, he needed help just to get out of bed. 2 weeks in, he was not only getting up on his own, he was back in the kitchen cooking breakfast for his wife. That's the kind of transformation that just a few intentional minutes can bring. Remember, the goal isn't to bend in half or stretch like a gymnast. It's to feel stable, steady, and safe. These moments can help reduce your risk of falling, which means preserving more years of independence and quality of life. So if you've been skipping morning movement because it feels like too much effort, or you've told yourself it's too late to start, think again. Your body doesn't wear down from use. It wears down from inactivity. These 3 minutes, they're like oil in an engine, keeping everything running smoothly so you can keep moving forward. Number 2, the deep breathing reset. Most people think energy only comes from food, rest, or caffeine. But the real fuel behind your vitality is oxygen. The way you breathe right after waking up can either help you feel refreshed or leave you drained before your day even begins. The problem is, most of us start the morning breathing shallowly without even realizing it. And that shallow breathing quietly signals to the body that something's wrong, even when everything is fine. That's why a simple deep breathing routine, just 3 minutes long, can completely change the tone of your day. Ideally, sit upright with your feet planted on the floor, close your eyes and rest your hands on your belly. Then breathe in slowly through your nose and exhale gently through your mouth. No need to count or force a rhythm. Just breathe fully and naturally, letting each breath out be a quiet release of tension. This small act has a big effect. It lowers stress hormones like cortisol, calms your nervous system, and brings your heart rate into balance. You start the day grounded instead of reactive, in charge, not chasing after control. Take Linda, 77, as an example. She used to wake up every morning with a racing heart. Doctors ran tests but couldn't find anything wrong. Eventually, she discovered it was anxiety, not a medical issue. Once she added a few minutes of deep breathing to her mornings, her whole experience shifted. She went from feeling panicked to feeling prepared, and that made all the difference. For older adults especially, this kind of reset is crucial. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to stress. Even a small worry or unexpected moment of silence can trigger a wave of adrenaline. But with regular breathing practice, you create a buffer between the world and your response. You train your body to pause before reacting, and that pause is where real peace and power live. It might sound too simple to be useful, but sometimes the easiest habits are the most transformative. Stick with it for a few days. You may not feel a shift on the first morning, but by day 5, you might find that your mornings start to flow more smoothly. Less like a sprint, more like a steady rhythm, and in that rhythm you'll find strength. Number 3, wake up your legs. There's something powerful about starting your day by activating your legs properly. Most people roll out of bed and go straight into their morning without even a quick stretch. But your legs are the foundation of your entire body, much like the roots of a tree. If they're stiff, weak, or tight, everything above them suffers. You may feel unsteady, drained, or misaligned, and often it all points back to how you treat your legs the moment you wake up. Take Walter, 64, for example. He used to say his legs felt like cement blocks in the morning. He blamed it on arthritis, age, even his shoes. But everything shifted when he started doing a simple 3-minute leg routine each day. He didn't go to a gym or follow a complex plan. He just did seated marches, slow toe lifts, and gentle calf raises while holding onto a chair. After a couple of weeks, his balance improved, and he said his legs felt alive again, like they wanted to move. That kind of change doesn't come from a pill. It comes from building a small, consistent habit. This morning movement doesn't have to be intense. In fact, it shouldn't be. What matters most is being present with the motion. Feel your feet connect to the floor. Notice the muscles in your calves and thighs engaging. Remind your body that you still depend on these legs. Every single day, this gentle activation sends signals to your brain and boosts blood flow throughout the lower body. And when blood flows, energy follows. Just engaging your leg muscles pulls fresh circulation through your joints, nerves, and even into your feet. For older adults dealing with stiffness, numbness, or swelling, this quick morning routine can make a huge difference. Not just physically, but emotionally too. People often ask, and what's the best exercise for aging legs? My answer is always the same, the one you'll stick with. You don't need fancy machines or a personal trainer. You just need to move, intentionally and consistently, for a few minutes each morning. Strong legs aren't about looking fit, they're about staying free. Free to walk wherever you want, free to rise from a chair without struggling, free to live independently with dignity and confidence. So if your legs have been feeling a little forgotten lately, give them a proper wake-up tomorrow morning. It doesn't need to be perfect, just start. 3 minutes a day is all it takes to tap into the strength that's still there, just waiting to be used. Number 4, start your day with an anti-inflammatory breakfast. One of the most silent yet damaging forces behind aging legs is inflammation. It doesn't always announce itself with pain right away, but quietly it stiffens your joints, wears down your muscles, and steals the energy from your steps. And what's even more surprising, a big part of that inflammation doesn't begin in your knees or hips. It starts with what you eat, especially at breakfast. The first meal of your day sets the tone for how your body operates. If your breakfast is filled with refined carbs, sugary foods, or processed oils, you're essentially telling your body, get ready for a day of stiffness and fatigue. But even a small change in your morning routine can make a big difference. Take something as simple as wild blueberries. These little berries might not look like much, but they're packed with antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds that help soothe your body from the inside out, especially in the joints that carry you all day. I once spoke with Elaine, 77, who stayed active with a daily walk, but by evening her knees were swollen and sore. She chalked it up to aging until we looked at her breakfast. Every morning she was starting her day with sweetened yogurt and white toast. After swapping that for oatmeal topped with wild blueberries, a handful of walnuts, and a sprinkle of cinnamon, she noticed a dramatic change. Within weeks, she was walking farther and feeling stronger, without the usual discomfort. This isn't a miracle, it's just smart fueling, and it's easy to do. You don't need expensive ingredients or a fancy diet. Frozen wild blueberries are widely available and affordable. The key is to stay consistent. When you feed your body the right tools to fight inflammation, it rewards you with strength, mobility, and faster recovery. And blueberries aren't the only option. Add turmeric to your tea or oatmeal. Sprinkle chia seeds into a smoothie. Toss in some dark leafy greens. These anti-inflammatory foods can be part of your breakfast in under a minute. But over time, they lay the groundwork for stronger, more flexible legs. It doesn't matter whether your breakfast is hot or cold, in a bowl or a blender. What matters is the habit. Your daily food choices can either slow you down or set you up to move with ease, confidence, and vitality. So if you haven't taken a closer look at your breakfast lately, now's a good time to start. Give your legs and your whole body the kind of start to the day that helps you feel light, mobile, and energized. Number 5, the power of omega-3s from cold water fish. Nature has a remarkable way of providing exactly what our bodies need, if we know where to look. And when it comes to keeping your legs strong, steady, and full of life as you age, few things are as powerful as what's found in the sea. Cold water fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines aren't just nutritious, they're therapeutic, especially for aging joints, muscles, and circulation. One of the lesser-known reasons older adults start to experience weakness or heaviness in their legs isn't always muscle loss. It's inflammation in the blood vessels. As circulation slows, the legs, being the farthest from the heart, often feel the effects first. But here's where omega-3 fatty acids come in. Found in abundance in these cold water fish, omega-3s help reduce inflammation and keep blood vessels relaxed, so more oxygen-rich blood can flow to your lower limbs. Let me tell you about Walter, an 82-year-old who used to describe his legs as feeling like sandbags whenever he climbed stairs. He wasn't out of shape, and he didn't have arthritis, but his doctor noted that his circulation was lagging. Walter decided to start eating salmon a couple of times a week, simply grilled with some vegetables. He didn't expect much, but 2 months later he told me something I'll never forget. My legs don't argue with me anymore. They cooperate. It wasn't magic. It was the consistent dose of omega-3s, quietly easing inflammation and restoring flow, strength, and recovery to his legs. And if you don't eat fish, that's okay. Algae-based omega-3 supplements are a great alternative, offering similar benefits without seafood. Even canned sardines, often overlooked, are inexpensive and packed with nutrients that support joint and vascular health. But here's the thing, it's not just about what you add, it's also about what you take away. Walter also reduced his intake of red meat and processed deli meats, foods that can thicken blood and tighten up circulation. True transformation comes from both including the good and cutting back on the harmful. Final thoughts. So what stood out to you today? Was it how omega-3s support your legs, or the idea that small shifts, like choosing wild blueberries or adding chia seeds, can have a big impact? Maybe it was learning that turmeric quietly fights inflammation behind the scenes. Whatever it was, know this. You don't need a complete overhaul to see real change. Even in your 70s, 80s, and beyond, consistent small steps, starting with your morning, can bring lasting results. Stronger legs, better circulation, reduced soreness. These aren't distant dreams. They're entirely within reach. Because aging doesn't steal strength, neglect does. And every mindful habit you build is a vote for your vitality, freedom, and peace of mind. So here's a challenge for you. Choose just one of the foods or habits we discussed today and make it part of your daily routine. Start small, stick with it. Then come back in a few weeks and let us know how it's going. We truly love to hear your story. If this video resonated with you, leave a comment below and tell us what you're taking away from today's message.